It's Blues America time. Blues America time.
The blues is a feeling. The blues is life. The blues is stories and legend. The blues is the heart and soul of America. It is our history and national standard. Everything started from the blues. It's time now for Blues America. Blues America, broadcasting coast to coast. Let's talk about the blues, shall we?
Yes, let's talk about the blues. This is your source for blues talk, a little blues show from Arizona, Blues America. I'm in charge of this mess, your humble host, the guy behind the blues, Drew Verbis. Here's what you need to know. Blues America broadcasts weekly on the radio through our 50,000-watt transmitter, spreading blues out of the Sonoran Desert, from Tucson to Sedona, and worldwide on our streaming podcast, online now at bluesamerica.com. The website also features blues junk, like the photo of the week, the blues news, and detailed program information. Contact the show at bluesamerica@gmail.com, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. Great news, the show is now broadcasting on YAP Radio 101.7 FM in West Virginia, MDORadioblues.com, and beautiful British Columbia on Powell River Radio 90.1 FM. Today on Blues America, I'm joined by special guest Jerry Lawson and guest host Julie Lawson as we talk about the Persuasions on the Jerry Lawson Legacy Project, an exclusive feature heard only on Blues America. You're listening to Blues America. I'm that guy, Drew Verbis.
Blues America is recorded and produced at the Chico Chisholm Memorial Studio.
Singing legend Jerry Lawson needs no introduction. He was a lead singer, founder, arranger, and producer of the Persuasions for 40 years. He recorded 22 albums with them. He toured with Stevie Wonder, Liza Minnelli, Ray Charles, Little Richard, Paul Simon, B.B. King, Joni Mitchell, The Grateful Dead, and many more. He sang with Rod Stewart on TV. He sang the opening theme song for the Rock TV show. He was a finalist on the CBS's Sing Off with his group Talk of the Town. And recently, he released a critically acclaimed solo album at the age of 71, his first, I might add, titled Just a Mortal Man. On today's show, Jerry and guest host, the Persuasions expert, Julie Lawson, explore the very beginnings of the world's most famous a cappella group, a true American institution, the Persuasions. This is the exclusive Blues America feature, the Jerry Lawson Legacy Project, Episode 1. We go into full document mode starting now.
Damn right!
Damn right! We got the blues.
In 1969, nobody ever heard of a cappella. It was a boring word used to describe old doo-wop and barbershop quartets. That all changed when Frank Zappa recorded 5 guys from Brooklyn called the Persuasions.
Raise our voices, clap our hands. We've been making music all these years and we still ain't got no band. We still ain't got no band.
Together with their leader, Jerry Lawson, they made history and brought a cappella to the mainstream.
Some of the kids on the show had never even heard of the Persuasions. And one of the kids, Mr. Lawson, and I'm going to go back and tell the students that we should do our research.
They love acapella, they really dig it. They're here to give their rendition to you, the Persuasions.
This is the Jerry Lawson Legacy Project, an American story about one man's incredible journey in the music business, as told in his own word, only on Blues America.
You're listening to the Jerry Lawson Legacy Project. Only on Blues America.
See by the scene, alright. I've been so lonely, Lord, I'm tired of searching, alright. Hey, for somebody else, Lord, I don't want to be lonely. If she I called to St. Louis. I got on to the sea. Running around such an Alabama. I caught a choo-choo right on the DC. Hey, call my buddy out in Chicago. He said she wasn't there. Took off his shoes, started to walking, stopped in a town in Delaware, looking for my baby. Alright, searching for my baby. Got to find my baby. Lord, 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 looking for my baby. I hitchhiked on to New Jersey, caught me a plane straight out to LA. Nobody there had seen my baby, so I came back the very same day. I got off in the Motor City. I stopped in a place where I used to go. I called Philly, Cleveland, and Boston. I even called my sister down in Baltimore. I can't wait to get back to New York. Maybe my baby's back in town. If by chance she's in the city, you can reach me at the Lost and Found. Looking for my baby. Alright, searching for my baby. Searching for my baby. Oh, it's alright.
Wow, how about that?
Oh boy, oh, that brings back some memories. Bring back some memories, right?
I tell you what, that's a young Jerry Lawson I hear in there.
Well, it sure is.
Tell me about that song.
Well, you know,
is that a song you guys always started with?
No. This was just, putting this show together. This was part of putting the show together because I'm listening at this song, all of the talking and stuff. Later on in years when we did do that, we didn't do it that way, We would walk out on stage and we would start, if we sung that song, all of that talking, that was out, And we would start it, has anybody seen my baby when she, I've been so lonely. And then after searching for my baby, then we would go into another song. All of the talking, that was, later on.
But Persuasions are really known for that, though. I mean, you guys are really engaging with the
audience.
And that sounds like that must have been from day one.
Well, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, especially when the audience, it was audience participation, especially they would come just so they could talk. And on this performance right here, we had 3 busloads of people that came in from Brooklyn. If you would listen to that, and some of the people are calling my name, hey Jerry, that we had 3 busloads of people that came in from Brooklyn to see us perform.
Now, where was that?
That was at the State Theater in New Jersey.
And Jerry, do you remember how you chose that song?
Searching for My Baby. Backstage, we were saying, what should we go out with? And just at the spur of the moment when the guy said Persuasion, I just thought that it would be good if I just said, hey boy, hey, you seen my old lady? It's everything that came was spontaneous. It was just out of the top of my head.
Well, I understand that's maybe what you did for that show. You didn't have a set list, but I mean in your repertoire, you had already obviously practiced that song prior to the show. How did you choose that song for your repertoire? Where did you get it? Who did it before you did it?
Oh, man, I think, you know who did this song before we did? A group called the Manhattans. They did that song.
Okay, so you were a fan of the Manhattans?
Not really. I had never heard of the Manhattans. You know,
How did you hear that song?
Tubo brought this song to us.
Okay, so you liked it well enough that you put it in the
Right,
repertoire.
right.
So
Now,
it wasn't like you did it without a rehearsal. You had been
Oh no, we had rehearsed it.
Yeah. No, let me ask you also, were you guys the only a cappella group in your area doing this? Did you guys have any rivals? Did you go to any other shows and see anybody else doing what you guys were doing?
You know, no. When we found out that we were going to be on a show in New Jersey, it was an all a cappella show. We were surprised because we from Brooklyn, we thought we were the only guys that was out there that was really singing a cappella. Well, when we went to the show, the a cappella groups that was on that show, they were singing a cappella, street a cappella, like all the other groups. Gloria, it's not Sherry. And it was
Almost like doo-wop.
It was all the a cappella groups was singing that kind of a cappella. Well, when we came out singing a different kind, is anybody seen my baby when she went? And then we go into, if it's love that you're running from, boom, boom, there's no hiding place. And so it was a different style that we were singing that got the audience
So,
going.
Jerry, what I just wanted to really emphasize is what Drew just said.
Yes.
Is that they really were doing doo-wop.
Yes.
Okay. And you were never a doo-wop.
We were never a doo-wop group, and we sung a cappella different than the a cappella groups that were singing a cappella at the time.
Because they were still doing the 50s
They
style.
was the style, the doo-wop.
So you guys were really trailblazing. I mean, you guys didn't really have competition or a rival group or anything like that. You guys were doing really something nobody had done in the style that you guys are doing.
And we didn't even know what we was doing. We was just amusing ourselves.
And in fact, you were really a contemporary a cappella group because they were doing oldies
Now-
and you were doing music of the day.
Now, is that because you guys were younger and maybe some of the other guys doing doo-wop were older, or maybe, I don't know. Is it?
I think that at that time when you sung a cappella, you just sung doo-wop. You sung doo-wop.
I'm thinking the difference is you never heard doo-wop growing up in the South. You didn't hear doo-wop till you came to New York.
That's right.
Didn't even know what it was.
No.
So the material that, as I understand it, that you were choosing, which is songs you loved,
Yeah.
had nothing to do with oldies
Had nothing
or doo-wop.
had nothing to do with
And
doo-wop.
that's what made you stand out, is you were doing the music of the day.
I mean, even some of the songs on your first album that could fall in the classification of doo-wop, like Drip Drop and Up on the Roof. You're the way that you guys sing these is not in a doo-wop style at all. So, Jerry, this album, what amazing recording. Now, was this done on purpose? I know that Frank Zappa had given you guys a record deal. Now tell us how that started.
You know what we did? We went, a friend of ours invited us to go to Stan Krause. He said, we're going to have a meeting in Jersey City at his record store. We went over to his record store, and he introduced us to his friend, David Dashev. And David said, I got a friend of mine in California who would love to hear you guys. I said, wow, in California, a good friend. So he said, let me call him on the telephone. He called his friend on the telephone. I'm looking at this album. And we sung over the telephone, I Just Can't Work No Longer. I just can't work no longer. I got to see my woman right now. And the friend on the other end of the phone was Frank Zappa. And Frank, 2 weeks later, sent us 5 airplane tickets, flew us out to Los Angeles.
Did you even know who Frank Zappa was?
Never heard of Frank Zappa in my life. Didn't even know who Frank was.
So he wasn't a household name in Brooklyn.
No. In Brooklyn, Sam Cooke, Jerry Butler, The Impressions, The Temptations, those was household names. Frank Zappa You know, who is Frank Zappa?
You know what a lot of people don't know, Drew, is that Frank Zappa's roots were in doo-wop, so he already had an affinity for harmonizing groups, and
Right.
he had never heard anything like
Frank is deep.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
Frank Zappa saw something in the group that we didn't see, and he heard us. He heard the doo-wop that his groups